Please join me in singing our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning. What a beautiful day to be able to celebrate with all of you, all of your accomplishments. I'm Peter Stern, Vice Chair person of the Board of Trustees of Champlain College. It is an honor to welcome fellow trustees, administrators, staff and faculty, and the soon-to-be graduates, their families, and friends to the master's degree hooding and commencement ceremony. This is the 12th time in the 137-year history of Champlain that we gather to recognize graduates of the master's degree programs. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I congratulate the 140 students graduating and completing graduate degrees at Champlain College. I'm delighted to welcome the 86 graduates who are participating today. Finally, I also commend the members of the Champlain College community whose vision for graduate education at Champlain has become a thriving reality, as represented by the accomplishments of these fine candidates. Today we honor these students with a hooding ceremony and the conferring of their master's degrees. Dr. Laurie Quinn, our provost, will later explain the significance of this traditional ceremony. We take great pride in watching you, the members of the class of 2015, become graduates. We extend to each of you our heartfelt congratulations and best wishes for a healthy and prosperous future. And we look forward to following you in the paths that you take throughout your life. I know the class of 2015 joins me in expressing our heartfelt appreciation to all of you who have supported, mentored, and sacrificed in order to make this day a reality. As an institution with a long history, we are grateful that those who came before us, and we are wiser from what we have learned. We must now embrace our role as leaders and strive to make our world a better place. To the Champlain College class of 2015, congratulations.
Good morning. I'm President Donald Lockman, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to our class of 2015 student speaker, Guido Zucconi. Guido is about to receive his Master of Science in Law degree. Guido Zacconi is the Assistant Vice President of Congressional Affairs for the Air Conditioning, Refrigeration, and Heating Institute. Guido has also worked on Capitol Hill for 6 years. Prior to his degree at Champlain College, Guido received his BA in History from Loyola College in Maryland. Please join me in welcoming Guido Zacconi to the stage.
Good morning. You know, every commencement speech usually begins with thanks to the president, the provost, of course, the hardest working professors. This time I have to take a minute and thank my wife, my children, and of course, my parents. Lauren, Devin, Anna, wherever you are, and Julia, of course, thank you for putting up with me these past 2 years. You put up with me stressed out, cranky, disappearing to the public library on a Saturday morning, or worse, hopped up on Red Bulls as you all went to bed and I went to do homework. And of course, thank you to my parents who urged me to investigate Champlain College after a banner ad popped up on the Washington Post website. You know, deep down inside, they knew that my academic career was not destined to end at a frat party with a lampshade on my head, working on a massive hangover on graduation weekend. And for all the children in the audience, I'm just kidding, it's a story, I swear. But of course, I have to thank Champlain College. I have to thank President Lockman for the opportunity to speak today, which hopefully he will not regret by the end of this. And of course, Professor Priello and Professor Myers, who's not here today, for creating such an incredible online learning experience. And by the way, President Lockman, you've got a wonderful staff. They've been very helpful. I've offered to share my honoraria with them. So guys, the check's in the mail. You should really wait for that one. No, but personally, you know, I'm still amazed that I get to wear this crazy looking getup. I get to receive my master's degree today. And I hope that all of you out there feel the same level of amazement. I know we had our days filled with doubt, days we wanted to just shut the book and just walk away. But now no one else can doubt you, because today you can tell people you've got a master's degree. You officially did it today. You know, looking out at my fellow graduates, I can see that I am in no place to give anybody career or life advice. And our experiences have shaped who we are today. They shaped our worldview. And these views, as varied as they are what brought us to this place. They brought us to Champlain. They brought us together through the power of an amazing online education. And ultimately, they brought us to this ceremony. So how do so many disparate views bring us to a common place like Champlain? I mean, all I ever really knew or know about Vermont is they like to ski, they're very environmentally conscious, and hippies tend to love this place. But it all seems to be true, but I digress. But anyway, you know, often I would sit around and talk with my wife, and we'd discuss my classmates, and we were fascinated by their perspectives. We were touched by the personal stories they shared, and other times, frankly, just simply embarrassed at the blessed life we live compared to the challenges they faced day to day. But the conversation always led us to the same conclusion. How did these folks end up at a small school in Upper New England? And honestly, the best answer we come up with was value. We often consider value in the terms of a financial construct, money, dollars and cents. But these past few years were about your personal, your individual value. These past few years were about investing in ourselves. When we decided that we were worth investing in, we enrolled in Champlain College. We were like hundreds of little Steve Jobs, and in our mind, our career, our future, were little iPhone concepts. And we knew that with the right investment, with the right nurturing, and the right development, we could be successful, hugely successful. So we invested and we developed ourselves. We placed that value in our careers and our future value in the job market. We all knew the incredible value that we would hold. We chose to enhance that value through our continued education. The value of a Champlain degree, whether in fine arts or in law, and forgive me for leaving out some of the other schools, it's demonstrated, frankly, by the value you feel in yourself today. The value that your friends, your family, your colleagues now place in you. Because, hey, you got a master's degree. I'm impressed with myself. You should be impressed with yourself. They should all be impressed with you, right? You did the work. You stayed up late. You woke up early. You put in the long hours, the very long hours. You invested your time, your stress, your family's time into increasing your value. You proved to yourself that you could do this. You proved to everyone around you that this crazy idea of getting a master's degree was doable. And now here we are. It's time to cash in on that investment. I wish you all the luck in whatever the next steps your journey may be. But I urge you to take the time, that equity that you built in yourself, and show the rest of the world what it means to be rich, Not just that nice lakeside mansion we've all been eyeballing while we're here. No, you know the value, and you know the wealth. You know what a daunting challenge looks like, and you know how to overcome it, piece by piece. And best of all, you know you can do it. So finally, congratulations to all of you. Never forget to be proud of yourself, and especially, never forget to thank the people that put up with you these past few years.
Angela King is a kindergarten and first grade teacher at the Bellwether School in Williston, Vermont, where she has taught for 12 years. Angie believes that children should be engaged in constructing their own understanding of the world around them while simultaneously building meaningful relationships and finding out who they are as people and learners. Angie received her bachelor's degree in both elementary education and English from St. Michael's College and completed her master in education at Champlain College in December 2013. Angie owns a local photography business and has been featured at area businesses and used in promotional material for nonprofit organizations. Please join me in welcoming Angie King.
President Lockman, distinguished members of the Champlain College faculty, honored guest, and all you stunning master's degree candidates. First and foremost, congratulations. All those late nights and long weekends have paid off, and you are all sitting here awaiting your hoods and beaming with pride. In just a little bit, you'll be eating cake and demanding all your friends and loved ones call you master. Go ahead, you've earned it. There were so many things that I took away from my time at Champlain. The courses I took were rich, the content engaging, and the influence it had on my career was palpable. But some of the things I learned I had never anticipated when I started my journey. There were unexpected nuggets that surprised and even shocked me, so I thought I would share them with you today. Who knows, maybe they'll resonate with you as well. 13 things that I learned from graduate school that were never on a syllabus. 1, the old school tricks of changing your font size and your margins on a paper like I used to do in undergrad, they don't work. Master's degree professors are hips to those tricks, so don't even try it. 2, someone actually expects you to pay student loans back with like actual money and kind of immediately. 3, there is no quantity of coffee that, when consumed, will make a person spontaneously combust. See, I took it intravenously throughout my days of working a full-time job, a part-time job, raising a child, and pursuing my master's. Depending on the class size at Champlain next year, I'm considering buying stock in Starbucks. 4, only masochists love APA citation. It's like the Rubik's Cube of writing a paper. There are no sources in the history of the world that can actually be perfectly cited using APA. Just put some periods in between things and say that it was published in New York and you're gonna be fine. Number 5, it could be quite therapeutic to yell colorful language at my computer when Canvas was not working properly. Or when participating in the scavenger hunt that was finding an uploaded document in there. I'm pretty sure Robin never put them on there, and she and Laurel just laughed secretly to themselves. 6, the semicolon was created solely for the purpose of people seeking advanced degrees. I mean, come on, when do you ever see a semicolon in the real world? Never. Why? Because it's the most pretentious of punctuation. When I would use it in an essay, my professor would highlight it and write, yes! When I used it on Facebook, 3 people unfriended me, and it was quite devastating. 7, rewarding yourself with M&Ms for every page written throughout your coursework is delicious and not recommended by medical professionals. At At some point during the whole degree earning process, you will realize with shocking clarity that your relationship with grad school has become codependent and unhealthy. You'll find that grad school is setting unrealistic expectations of you and refuses to listen to reason. It wants your attention around the clock, and yet it can't be bothered to send you flowers or remember your birthday. Sure, it'll promise a vacation, but that doesn't mean Cabo with a margarita. Oh no, all that really means is that you won't have an assignment due, but your professors will let you know all the readings that are coming up in the next week. It's perfect and manipulative. Number 9, I do in fact love academic rigor and educated discourse. I came to pursuing my degree in my 30s, and I anticipated much of the time it would feel laborious and it would be disconnected to the learning, and I would be disconnected to the learning at hand. The opposite was true. Most days I relished the chance to discuss my profession with people who were as deeply invested in it as I was. 10, Champlain College has some of the most educated and invested professors working there. Not only were they well-read on the very subjects they were teaching about, but they were also directly involved in the profession I worked in. Their ability to speak about their own experiences and learning only enriched our experiences as learners and helped to illustrate that teaching requires a similar vulnerability and openness as learning does. 11, I learned that all education should be driven by the learner and supported through masterful guidance of the professor. While the content of what I was exposed to at Champlain rested on the choices of the faculty, their trust in their students allowed me to pursue what I want, how I want it, and that created for a very rich learning experience. 12, that my grad school experience was something I would miss very much. Okay, well, not instantly. I remember my first weekend as a free woman. It was great. I realized my husband hadn't left me. My daughter had magically turned 4, and I was pregnant. Imagine my surprise. I relished our time as a family again and felt proud of all that I had accomplished. Then 6 months later, I realized that my time at Champlain had been profoundly impactful on me. I referenced my textbooks when setting up my new classroom and called friends from the program to discuss meeting a student's need or building curriculum. Champlain College became more than a place to earn a degree. It became a guidepost for me, and I'm in debt to the faculty and staff for creating such a place where teaching content goes hand in hand with shaping wonderfully diverse human beings. Number 13, I am capable, you are capable of greatness. Let's be honest, finishing a master's degree program and not critically injuring anyone in the process is a feat in and of itself. But beyond that, there's something in each of us, some immeasurable potential which has yet to be seen. Champlain awakened in me a sense of possibility that I had not noticed before, and also the deep yearning to have an impact. I am certain that all of us will make a mark on the people we meet, the professions we have, and the places we live. When I say we are capable of greatness, I do not mean just one moment of great. I think we are capable of constant greatness, a never-ending crescendo of awesome that ignites fires and inspires others. I cannot wait to see what we all become. In closing, I hope you know that I was telling the truth about paying the loans, and I urge you to use semicolons sparingly. And I wholeheartedly believe you are already on your way to greatness just by being here today. So congratulations, enjoy the day, and as one nerd to all of you, may the force be with you.
Thank you, Angie, for those entertaining and moving comments. So I want to welcome our Board of Trustee members who are here, our distinguished guests, faculty, families, friends, and students to this 12th master ceremony at Champlain College in our 137-year history. I wanted to share with you my journey to achieve my master degree, because I think it is, in many ways, the journey that many of you have gone through. I had the I had the pleasure last night of attending the reception that we held up in Aiken Hall, and I was asking many of you, so how did you find out about Champlain, and why did you do this? In my own life, I graduated from college, and I had to go to work. I had student loans to pay off. I didn't have the ability to immediately go to graduate school as some of my fellow graduates were doing. I needed to earn some money, and graduated, and a month later started my job. And I always thought I would like to get a master's degree, but couldn't figure out how to work it into the plan. I liked working. I loved my career. I was a consultant. I enjoyed that. And I worked at a place that really didn't demand that you have a master's degree to advance your career. They were pretty agnostic about degrees and really just advanced you based on merit. And so the opportunity never came up. I hit then a time in my life when I realized that I needed to do something different with my life. I had a good 23-year career, and it was very rewarding. But I knew that I needed to do something different, and hopefully something in alignment with my own personal values. And I decided to check out this master's degree thing. I had originally thought 23 years earlier that I would get my MBA because I knew that I wanted to be in business. But I had been in business for 23 years, and I really wondered what was I going to learn in getting an MBA. I really wanted to select a program that would challenge me, that would expose me to ideas that I hadn't seen. I knew how to read a balance sheet. I knew how to drive profit and loss and calculate net present value and estimate the value of a company in case of acquisition. But in my new journey, I was really interested in the idea that I wanted to help create economic opportunity for people. I wanted to keep the United States competitive in a globally shifting world and landscape. And I thought that I would do that, at the time, I thought I would do it in the public sector. And so I started to investigate a master in public policy, not something Champlain offers, but it's offered at the school I went to. And I decided that that would be the degree that I would pursue. And so 23 years after my initial graduation, I was finally in a position where I could go back to school and get my master's degree. The first requirement before you actually started the program is you had to take a math test. You had to pass a calculus test. And I had forgotten all of the calculus that I had learned back in high school and college. So I spent the summer, I took off the summer, and I spent that summer before graduate school relearning mathematics. I opened up the calculus book and I realized that I needed to relearn algebra, and went back and taught myself algebra. I'm also blessed with a son who is very talented in math, and he served as my tutor that summer as I regained mathematics skills and eventually progressed to where I could master the calculus exam. And I'm very proud that I placed, out of our class of 130, I placed 5th in the calculus exam heading into class. And I thought, you know, maybe I can do this. Maybe this is okay. And most of my classmates were in their 20s and 30s, and I was the old guy going back to graduate school. And everybody kind of looked at me weird. I even had faculty members who would look at me in class and wonder, you know, what was I doing there? Was I evaluating them, or was I sent by administration to audit how well they were teaching? And no, I was just another student. I participated fully in everything that the school had to offer. I remember I signed up for a leadership program on how to become a better leader in the public sector. And they would bring in these guest speakers, really amazing guest speakers like Valerie Jarrett, who's currently the advisor to President Obama, Arnie Duncan, who's now the Secretary of Education. And one of the speakers they brought in was Toni Preckwinkle. And Toni is currently president of the Cook County Board in Chicago. But she was also a school teacher, so she has kind of that school teacher attitude that we just saw on display. And she comes into the classroom and she starts calling out students and saying, so what are you doing here? And what do you hope to accomplish here? And then she saw me and she said, old guy, what's your story? I worked incredibly hard on getting that master degree. I understand the investment that you have all made in achieving this incredible milestone. But what I'm most excited about, and I heard many of you tell me this last night, is that our faculty worked with you as partners. They challenged you. And this isn't about getting that credential, but as I learned, it's about opening up new avenues of ways of thinking about the world and really stretching yourself so that you understand how you can make an impact on society, on our culture, in business, and really make a difference in helping to advance this country. And so I am so pleased to have been able to spend some time with you last night, to hear the wonderful stories that you told about your classes, your classmates, and our wonderful faculty. And we are so proud of you for having chosen Champlain College, for having made that journey, for being the adult students that all you are, in a community that understands what it means to be an adult student and to go back to school after a couple of years or a couple of decades and immerse yourself back into the academy and into the pursuit of knowledge, both to better yourself, but also to better the prospects for your families and to better society. So we thank you for taking this journey with us. And so, graduates, I call upon you in your respective fields of study to advance the cause of commerce in service to the advancement of economic well-being, the protection of the rule of law necessary for a civil and well-ordered society, the peaceful and equitable resolution of conflict, art and technology as a means to enrich our culture and the collective understanding of the human condition, the prudent management and administration of precious resources to heal the sick and to protect the public health, the education of our children to help them start on the path to meaningfully better lives, and the management and use of technology in service to society's need for the advancement of productivity, appropriate access to information, and the protection of our privacy. As Champlain College graduates, we are confident in your ability to take your rightful place as leaders in your respective fields. Congratulations. It is now my honor to introduce our Provost and Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Lori Quinn.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lori Quinn. I'm the Provost and Chief Academic Officer. One of the most obvious and colorful aspects of academic ceremonies, such as graduation, is the wearing of academic regalia. There are three main components of academic regalia: the robe or gown, the cap, and the hood. And in order to understand the significance of this hooding ceremony, let me explain a little bit about hoods. The academic hood is worn over the graduation gown as part of full academic regalia at graduation and commencement ceremonies. Traditionally, only master's and doctoral candidates wear hoods. You can determine the type of graduate degree by the length and design of the hood. The master's hood is slightly smaller than the doctoral hood. The colors on the hood have two representations. The velvet trim represents a discipline or field of study. For instance, you will notice that the velvet trim on the hoods we will be placing over our students' gowns is a drab color for business administration, digital investigation management, healthcare management, and managing innovation and information technology. It is purple for law, gold for mediation and applied conflict studies, brown for fine arts, and light blue for education. The color of the field and the color of the stripes or chevrons on the hood represent the school colors. The field of the Champlain Master's hood is blue. Thus, we get to the symbolic meaning of today's hooding ceremony. When these hoods are placed on the shoulders of these soon-to-be graduates, the colors and design of the hood visibly represent both the discipline of the degree they have earned and the school that granted their degree. And so the pageantry and color of our regalia and ceremony reminds us of our academic heritage and connection to the ancient scholars of Renaissance Europe. The master's degrees that we are celebrating today are in fact a relatively modern educational innovation compared to that ancient tradition. The first master's degree was awarded in the US in 1850. And it wasn't until the 1940s and 1950s when master's degrees were fully embraced by American colleges and universities. Since that time, master's degrees have represented an interim accomplishment for those headed toward doctoral degrees, or as professional development degrees, evoking advanced knowledge of a specialized body of theoretical and applied topics. And so you are part of the very old and the newer traditions of higher education in this ceremony today. And now the presentation of candidates for degrees and our hooding ceremony. President Lockman, as Provost and Chief Academic Officer, I present to you the class of 2015 as candidates for master's degrees from Champlain College. These candidates will also be hooded as representatives of the disciplines of business administration, law, management, mediation, fine arts, and education. Joining us on stage for the hooding of the Master of Business Administration students, Professor Victor Stone and Professor Donald Haggerty. President Lockman, I present from the Stiller School of Business the following candidates for Master of Business Administration degrees. Jennifer L. Barkley. Fiona Olmsted Daigle. Dodie L. Ducharme. James Christopher Garner. Sharetta L. Gibson. Brandy E. Guthrie. Milton E. Kalmanowitz. Darren R. Mayo. Magdalene C. Melvin. Abigail Mendenhall. Richard R. Parks. Danielle L. Poirier. Evan Scott Posner. Ginger Radke. Bernard F. Salvaggio III. Jillian Smith. Amy Kinsman St. Louis. Michael A. Thomas. Kristen M. Valenzuela. And Kevin E. Vianney. President Lockman, I present from the Division of Education and Human Studies the following candidates for Master of Education in Early Childhood degrees. And joining us on stage, Professor Robin Plouffe to do the hooding. Daniel S. Fay. Susan Monkman Fritz. Robin M. McElwain. Catherine Ann Miletto. Jennifer L. Parker. Gail E. Rapp. President Lockman, I present from the Division of Communication and Creative Media the following candidates for Master of Fine Arts in Emergent Media. Joining us, Professor John Banks. Ruth N. Baldasti. Greg Bemis. Congratulations. John T. Kuman. Calhan Hopwood. Lu Fei Sun. Nicholas A. Tringale. Sarah M. Webb. Changzi Wu. President Lockman, I present from the Division of Information Technology and Sciences the following candidates for Master of Science in Digital Forensic Management degrees and Digital Forensic Science. And joining us on stage, Professor Bill Crane. Ryan C. Duquette. Christopher S. Howard. Joseph M. Williams. Congratulations. Corey Danielle Irk. Casey Kaysen. Richard Messier. Roy Dwayne Patterson. Stephen Jameson Shane Sanders. M. Alicia Sykes. Charles Twardowski. President Lockman, I present from the Division of Continuing Professional Studies the following candidates for Master of Science in Healthcare Administration and Healthcare Management degrees. Professor Michael Zemeny joining us. Christelle Bacala. Carrie Lynn Gilbert. Bailey M. Robert. Valerie Vinsek Rogers. President Lockman, I present from the Division of Education and Human Studies the following candidates for Master of Science in Law degrees. Joining us on stage, Professor Tony Perriello. Monica M. Davis. Tammy P. Dennis El Misouab. Ginny L. Diaz. Kendra R. Glover. Maureen Marie Golden. Timothy Paul Hoffman. Warren L. Houston. Crystal Renee Hudson. Sterling J. Kozlowski. Monisha Regina Mitchell. Johnny A. Notice. Lisa A. Petrie Gill. Christine Rodriguez. Daytona A. Simpson.
Where's my attention? You usually go woo woo. Thank you.
Ty Devon Walker. Guido Zucconi. President Lockman, I present from the Division of Information Technology and Sciences the following candidates for Master of Science in Managing Innovation and Information Technology degrees. Joining us, Professor John Rogate. Elonda W. Beverly. Charles L. Bombard. Thomas Robert Dukeshire. Jody A. Frey. Alan J. Murray, Jr. Christopher E. Reed. Daniel Celicaro. Seth H. Thompson. President Lockman, I present from the Division of Education and Human Studies the following candidates for Master of Science in Mediation and Applied Conflict Studies degrees. Joining us, Julian Portilla. Katrina A. Bennett. Deborah J. Lawrence. Tammy M. Miller. Emily J. Peters. Holly E. Poulin.
Would the graduates please rise? Now, by the power vested in me by the Department of Education of the State of Vermont and the trustees of Champlain College, as president, I declare that you are entitled to your master degree with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. And further, I certify that you are fully prepared to take your rightful place in the world. You may now turn your mortarboard tassels from right to left. Congratulations, Champlain College Master Graduates. We invite everyone to join us for a reception in the IDX Student Life Center directly across the street. And we would ask that you do not leave your places until the academic procession has filed out of the tent. Thank you very much.